It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Gordon and Baxter's in trouble, and they go. Gordon's in the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 7 in season number 9 of the NOFSRL Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Interstate Batteries 567 lap event around this mile-and-a-half racetrack in Fort Worth, Texas. It's the original version of the Texas Motor Speedway, our first original racetrack of the year in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and I absolutely love this place, and so does the guy who's co-commentating this race with me, because he lives in Texas. Josh Williamson alongside me for this race here today. And Josh, these guys are going to definitely have an interesting race because it's a very fast racetrack, but it's a very long race as well, and there's a big unpredictable factor of when a caution or a wreck could occur. We saw 2 massive accidents in yesterday's Circuit Hill Series race, so what do these guys need to do to, 1, be in contention at the end of the race, but 2, just survive the wrecks that might happen here today at Texas?
Well, honestly, I think for the guys in the back, don't necessarily make a move to the front early, because there is going to be that chance that the big wrecks are going to happen. And to the front, you have to defend your position as much as you possibly can. If you're in the middle of the pack, just do your best to stay away from contact. But other than that, you're basically just hoping and praying at this place.
Yeah, it's definitely a very wild racetrack. We've seen a lot of wild wrecks here before, and we saw them yesterday in the Turkey Hill Series as well, but we've also seen calm races here at Texas before too, so we just never know what to expect when we come here for the Interstate Batteries 500, but I will say it's one of my favorite races to do all year long because anything is possible, and everything's also bigger when you come to the Great American Speedway in Texas. This is how they line up in the points. Bradley Ream is your points leader, 206 points towards the championship, by far the best rookie we've had all season. And he's got a 20-point lead on another guy who's had a very solid season in Alexander Rowe. Of course, a 2-time winner this season. He's only 20 points behind. Reagan Whitlock, 22 points behind. A solid year for Whitlock so far. Defending champion Nathan Baird, 28 points behind. And then rookie Ryan Durrani finds himself 34 points behind coming into tonight's event, or today's event, because this race is actually going up at noon Eastern time and not at night. But whenever you're watching it, I hope you're staying safe and taking your mind off everything that's going on in the world. But either way, we're here at the Texas Motor Speedway Interstate Batteries 500 action. And if you saw qualifying yesterday, you know that Dale Lightning will be leading us to the green flag for tonight's event, or today's event. I already did it again. I can't get it straight. We always record these races at night, but it's going up during the day. But no matter when you're watching it, like I mentioned, I hope you're staying safe. Dale Lightning leading us to the green flag today with the fastest time in qualifying. It's been a tough season for him so far for American Motorsports. I'm looking to grab his best career finish in this series and the rebound after the tough season he's had so far. Sebastian Hugelon had a great time in qualifying yesterday as well. Late in the session, got up to the 2nd position, knocking off Matt Dahlia, who's also been on a strong run. Did get 3rd at Homestead last weekend. John Hart, Texas native, starting alongside him. Those 2 guys in row number 2 have nearly 40 combined wins on Napa Fan. Andrew Miller, Auto Club winner alongside Thomas Troxel, Nathan Stapleton, and Sam Askin. Eli Bright, and points leader Bradley Ream round out the top 10 starting positions. Josh, the strong field here in Texas. Who do you think is going to be in victory lane at the end of 67 laps?
Honestly, I don't know who to pick, because this race here usually so chaotic here on the high banks of Texas. It's really hard to pick someone, but if I had to pick, watch that outside with Sebastian Kukulon in the 13. He had the 2nd fastest time. I think he's going to have the fastest car today.
We're going to have to see. Hope y'all are staying safe. Hope you enjoy the race. Glad you're here. We're green flag racing at the Texas Motor Speedway. The Interstate Batteries 500 is underway in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series.
That's a great start on the inside for the 38 of Dale Lightning. Immediately the 75 working his way to the inside as well, Matt Dalio. And the 24 working his way into third, side by side with Kukulon down the back straightaway.
Matt Dalio looking to the inside. Adele Lightning for the race lead. Dalio knows he had a shot at the race victory last week at Homestead, and he wants to show the world that he is back. Of course, the Season 4 champion of this series. Gonna lead lap number 1 and gain a bonus point towards the championship right there. Lightning in third, Miller, Stapleton, Eli Bright, top 5 with the exception of Dale Lightning. All veterans of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but they've strung it out single file up top. These guys know that that's what they want to do, because you get stuck in that outside lane, as you're seeing with Kukulon and John Art right now. You're gonna fall back. Somebody with an issue! Nicholas Samadillo in the 48, and he started deep in the field for this race, but he has blown an engine.
Oh, that's a tough break.
It is a very tough break for him. Already a lap down. I'm wondering if that happened right at the start of the race. Such a tough break there for Samadillo. Samadillo coming into this race 7th in points. He's going to fall outside the chase grid at the moment with that unfortunate mishap right there. Stapleton looking on Andrew Miller for third. 97 with a run to the inside, and he's going to go ahead and take the position away entering turn 1.
And working back on the outside, the 24, he might be able to hold on to this position after all. They're still side by side off turn 2. Now looking 3 wide, back to 2 wide, now back to single file there. The 33, that is Eli Bright.
Thomas
leading
Johnson
the
looking for a
charge.
run on Ryan Durrani back in here. Patrick Smith on Sam at Oskin. And Stapleton's going to try again on Miller. This time it looks like he's going to take it, but Miller holding tough in that outside lane. When the tires wear out, that outside lane starts to get a little bit of grip, and that's when you see guys start to work that outside lane, especially off of turn number 2. But Miller will lose the position right there. But Matt Dalio has led every lap so far here at Texas, starting to pull away from the field just a little bit here. Dale Lightning is in second. Stapleton is now in third. Then Miller in a side-by-side battle for 5th between Thomas Troxel and Eli Bright. Troxel looking to the inside of the 33. That outside lane working pretty strong for the Full Frontal Motorsports driver of Eli Bright. Oskin going to try again on Durrani. Looks like we might have had a spin as well. See tire smoke in the back of the field there. You see the tire tracks on the racetrack. And it's the 04 and the 5, apparently, that were involved in an accident, but no caution was triggered. That's very interesting, but I do not see either of them on the racetrack. Brett Sierra and Keegan Thompson involved in an accident down the backstretch. It must have been at the end of the field. No one was coming when they were coming towards them, so with that in mind, we remain green here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Already a wild start to this race, but we're still caution-free as Stapleton moves to the inside of Dale Lightning for second.
And the 75 Dalio saying, come on guys, stay side by side. He continues to pull away. Over half a second down the back straightaway. Now, going into 3, Stapleton's going to try to reel him in.
And I think that 97 might have one of the fastest cars out there. Stapleton, only one career win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, which is rather surprising as a 2-time champion on Napa Fan. Won the Turkey Hill Series in Season 2, won the ARCA Series in Season 2, I think. Actually, it might have been Season 3 for Stapleton. But either way, Stapleton's a solid driver, but this is only his 3rd season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, even though he's been racing pretty much since the beginning of racing on Napa Fan. But looking for a 2nd career win. He got his first in Martinsville in his rookie season, but since then it's only been an all-star race victory for him. But looking pretty strong in the number 97 right now, looking to close in on the Season 4 champion of Matt Dalio. Of course, Dalio's a 3-time champion on Napa Fan, won the Season 4 Chick-fil-A Cup Series championship, and twice a champion in the Hers Elimination Series. They're spread out up front right now. The next side-by-side battle is between Zachary Fitzwater and Alexander Rowe. Of course, Rowe's won twice already this year. Fitzwater's won this exact race twice in prior seasons. I believe he won it in season number 4. And also in, actually no, he won in season number 5, I should say, and season number 7. And that season 7 victory came with Beast Racing as well. Fitzwater going for his 10th career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory here today as he currently runs 11. Side by side, Full Frontal Motorsports has all their guys, or at least they did have all their guys running up front. I'm not sure where Eli Bright went to. He's now down to 21st, but Ryan Durrani and Reagan Whitlock going side by side for the 8th position. Cody Sill back in here. and Zachary Fitzwater looking to join this battle.
The 9, that is Fitzwater going to the inside of the 37. Cody Sill falling back a little bit on the outside, getting another challenger on the inside. That's the 88 of Diego Yepes. Taking his Dodge to the inside, he's going to take the position away from the 37, and the 37 is going to continue to get shuffled. Look at the inside, the 25, Alexander Rowe, the 7 of Fisher G, the 47, Mitchell Henderson moving into the picture, goes to the outside and stays to the outside going into turn 1.
All these guys are all over the place back in the field. Miller's lost some ground there in the 24. Silas Orta getting the inside of him for the 6th position. Great run for Orta in this race. Sam Oskin as well, currently in the 4th position, and Troxel with a great run. But this is what you might want to watch out for. Nathan Stapleton closing in pretty quickly, or at least staying with the 75. He's not really gaining that much ground on him, but he's gaining ever so slightly on this 75 machine, who has still led every lap in this race. Dalio holding on strong ahead of Nathan Stapleton. We're going to have to see if the 97 has a shot at this race lead here in the next couple of laps.
Another car looking to close in behind them. They're in the 3rd position, the 35, Thomas Troxel. Moving into the picture, he's within a second. He's got another Toyota driver coming in behind him. The 83, that is Samanowskin. A couple of rookies working into the picture there. The 5th place there, our pole sitter, Dale Lightning, still falling back a little bit, but trying to regain his momentum.
And you got Silas Orta there in 6th, Andrew Miller, Diego Yepes, Zachary Fitzwater, and Alexander Rowe, the top 10. Alexander Rowe has led a lot of these races so far this year. And I believe he's led more laps than anybody else. He's won more races than anybody else, but he's not the points leader. I think it's a little bit interesting that he isn't. Bradley Ream's been exceptionally strong this year, but at the moment, that 40 machine's not looking too hot. Ream all the way back in 32nd right now in this race, and with how the field is spread out, I don't know if he's going to find a way back to the race lead. He's going to need a caution to have a shot at getting back up to the front of this field. But either way, we have 3 drivers out of the race right now. Brett Sierra, Keegan Thompson, and Nicholas Samadillo. Samadillo with an engine issue. And then Sierra and Thompson getting into each other down the backstretch. Depending on if I feel like editing in Premiere, you guys have already seen that. If not, we will go back and review it at some point throughout the event if we do get a caution in this race. But they have strung out quite a bit in this field. Fitzwater looking to move his way to the inside of Andrew Miller. Then you got Alexander Rowe moving on Diego Yepes. Alexander Rowe and Zachary Fitzwater looking strong. They're moving their way through the field right now.
And now going to be side by side, the 24, and the 9 car. The 9 going to the inside. Fitzwater is going to take the position away from Andrew Miller going through the quad oval.
And Zachary Fitzwater looking for his 3rd win at Texas in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I don't think any driver's ever won 3 races at one racetrack in this series before, but if there's anyone who can do it, it's Zachary Fitzwater. No question about it. These guys have closed in. You got Troxel now behind Stapleton. Troxel is going to get a run on the 97 off of turn number 4 right here to the inside for 2nd place, and that's exactly what Matt Dalio wants to see. And Dalio still out front. He has led every lap so far in this race. But Stapleton's going to get a good run off the corner right here as he will clear Thomas Troxel. I would imagine we're going to be seeing pit stops here shortly. I'd imagine around lap 25, maybe lap 28 at the latest. These guys are going to start coming down. But if we remain green here at Texas, it will in fact be a 2-stop race for the Interstate Batteries 500, like it was for most everyone at Atlanta. Most everyone except Shane Lake, of course.
Question is, do you want to go in earlier or do you want to go out later? Because if later, you use up more of your stuff, but you will conserve fuel in the tank on pit road and you will have to go through less sets of tires. If you go in early, it could be better track position for the earlier part of the race, but will it help later on? Not entirely sure, but we will just see what kind of strategies come out here. The 97 Stapleton closing off the 35 there, going down the back straightaway. And now Thomas Troxel looking to make a move. He still can't. Nathan Stapleton staying right in front of him, trying to chase down the 75 of Dalio, who continues to lead here.
This is the most dominant I've seen anyone in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series here at Texas before, but it's no surprise that it's Dalio. Dalio had a dominating performance when he won in Indianapolis last year. Led over 3/4 of that race. It was one of only 2 leaders there at Indianapolis, and he's pulling a very similar stunt here today at Texas. Troxel will finally get around Stapleton for the 2nd position. Salmon Oskin with a great run for Hamill Racing Enterprises. He's going to try to move to the inside of Stapleton for 3rd, but I believe Stapleton might clear him off the quad oval. And Silas Orta currently running in 5th now, with Dale Lightning in 6th and Zachary Fitzwater in 7th. Fisher G has moved up to 8th. Alexander Rowe and Diego Yepez, that is the top 10. Miller has fallen back quite a bit. He used up his stuff there at the beginning of this one, and he's now outside the top 15, or will be once Shane Lake moves to the inside of him.
Almost got to the inside there. Didn't quite. They'll stay single file for now, going through the quad oval. Andrew Miller there between a couple of Toyotas there.
That's
going
Ace
into
Garcia
turn 1.
there in the 81. And Reagan Whitlock. Whitlock fell back a little bit. There's the 25. He got stuck on the outside. Nicolay Sykes and Mitchell Henderson.
Big run on the inside there.
And that 47's pushing the number 6 machine past the 25. Now he's going to try to make a move on Nicolay Sykes. Going to go back to the race lead, though. And that 35's closing in on Dalio. They haven't really gotten to his back bumper yet. And somebody...
Stapleton almost into the back of the 35 there.
That was a tight one right there, but I believe Mark Davidson has come down the pit lane, and he might have had a tire go down, possibly. May have come down early for strategy, but Davidson's now lapped down in the number 5. And you got Sam Manowski looking to the inside of the 35 of Thomas Troxel, as Troxel was trying to avoid Davidson coming off the pit lane. And like you mentioned, Josh, Stapleton almost got into him there off of turn number 2.
And I say, maybe the 95 coming out was what stacked them all up. Nathan Stapleton was not able to react in time. Almost did get into the back of the 35. Thankfully didn't. They're still out there straight and racing and damage-free for the most part.
It's been a pretty clean race so far, even though we have had a couple of incidents on the racetrack. Mainly the one between Brett Sierra and Keegan Thompson early on in the race. They're both out, and Nicholas Samadia with his engine troubles early on, also out of the race. And then Mark Davidson had a tire issue. He's come down, but I would imagine these guys are going to be coming down the pit lane here very soon. These top 4 still staying out, but we're going to look through the field. Pit window might be around 30 laps here at the Texas Motor Speedway, so no one coming down quite yet, but they're going to be coming down here very soon. But these guys, they're tired of seeing Matt Dalio lead this race. I think Dalio's going to get the extra bonus point towards the championship, but he's really doing a good job. He hasn't had to contend with anyone, and that's allowing him to stay up front, especially with these guys battling for second. That just makes it easier for the 75 to pull away in this race.
Yeah, Thomas Troxel there in the 35. Got a jump on Nathan Stapleton going through turn 1 and 2 the last time there. Stapleton went all the way down to the white line. Thought he was going to hop the apron there. Thankfully he didn't. Troxel now getting shuffled by the 83, that's Samanowskin, and the lap traffic there, 95, Mark Davidson. And now, looks like going to the pit road, the 75... That
and the
is
83.
Matt Dalio.
So this will be a 2-stop race, especially if it stays green.
Also in.
But Dalio the first to come down. That's exactly what you want to do at a place like this. Tire wear is very significant here at Texas. Maybe not as much as places like Darlington, but still, if you come in early, you're going to have an advantage on the rest of the field, and Dalio knows that very well. The only reason why he finished 3rd at Homestead is because he came down before anybody else. And he got an advantage on a lot of drivers and got a top 5 out of that. And Dalio wants to work that same strategy to get the win here today. Looks like Alexander Rowe's going to stay out in the number 25 machine. This is another one of those places where they got to be careful coming off the pit lane. Dalio with a slow stop, though. Oskin's going to get around him of those guys.
Man.
And Dalio really slowed it as he was trying to come down the pit lane as well. But they wanted to make sure they had those 4 fresh tires on. It's still a long race for these guys, but they're going to lose some time there in number 75. Alexander Rowe, the last guy to come down, he's going to get a bonus point, and those bonus points are going to mean a lot, but How many positions will he sacrifice because of that one bonus point? We're going to have to see.
The 16 coming off right beside him as the 25 goes into his stall. He will give up the lead. 79 and 39 still on pit road. Now they'll come off. Here come through the quad oval Dale Lightning there, battling with the Coca-Cola Toyota. That is...
And it looks like Stapleton is going to be the driver who wins the race off. Sam Oskin, though, will have a full head of steam coming towards the 97. Dahlia's going to fall to third. And Oskin has so much speed. He's been on the racetrack already. His tires are all warmed up. And to the inside for the race lead on Nathan Stapleton goes Sam Oskin. This
made it look easy that time
for the race lead as Alexander Rowe did begin this lap on the pit lane, but he has not come off the pit lane yet, and these guys have surpassed him. Matt Dahlia is also going to close back in, so it's not over for Dahlia yet in this race, but a new race leader here at Texas. It's Sam Oskin in the 83. Next time by will be halfway through the Interstate Batteries 500 here from Texas.
Everybody might have picked a good time to pit. They might have just split this race. Now Stapleton trying to draw in the 83 of Oskin. He's going to be right on his bumper going through turn 3 and 4. If they get side by side, that is going to be just the sight Matt Dahlia wants to see to get up to the front of this pack again in that 75.
And Dahlia with a slower pit stop compared to Oskin. That's why Oskin's leading this field right now, is he was able to get a much faster pit stop than the 75. Silas Orta, Fisher G, Zachary Fitzwater about 3 seconds behind, but they're all running really strong right now. Thomas Troxel fell back. Ace Garcia got a good run. Dale Lightning also moved up a little bit, and then Diego Pez around the same position he was in when the cycle began. Andrew Miller able to rebound a little bit there as he's currently in the 12th position. Shane Lake with a good run as well. Nikolai Sykes. And Alexander Rowe, who stayed out down the 15th. He didn't lose too much, but he still did not come out the race leader with that move. So we'll have to see how the strategy plays out for him as this race goes along. And we're looking like another caution-free race possibly here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It'll be 2 in a row if that's the case. And that's what I said at the top of the show. It's always unpredictable here at Texas. You never know when a caution could come out here at this racetrack. And honestly, a caution should have come out for the incident that we had earlier between Brett Sear and Keegan Thompson, but hey, officials didn't feel like it was necessary, and obviously no one else was involved, so with the exception of that, we haven't had any issues on the racetrack, and we remain green here at Texas. Mark Davidson in the 95. Let's see where he currently runs. He did come down the pit lane. He's 21st right now, so he merged back on with everybody. Davidson's not going to finish in the last position. Even though he had to come down when he did, he's still going to have to make 2 stops or 1 more stop like everybody else in this race. So, looks like that tire issue for the 95 is not going to hurt him, especially if this race stays green. But even if we ended up with a caution at this moment in the race, I don't know if he'd lose too much time on the race leaders. We got some battling going on right here. Looks like Silas Ortiz pulled away from Fisher G and Zachary Fitzwater. Thomas Troxel trying to move his way through past the number 9 and the number 7. Dale Lightning is here in the 38. Ace Garcia and Diego Pez. That is the top 10 at the moment. As Sam Oskin now leads this race here at the Texas Motor Speedway, but Nathan Stapleton, he's been second pretty much all day. I know he does not want to finish in that position at the end of the day.
As they come through the quad oval, you see he looked like he was a little bit closer going through turn 4. May have fallen back a little bit. That could be of some benefit to Dalio, but only for the short time being, as Stapleton goes down the back straightaway, closing in ever so slightly on Oskin. Now through turn 3 and 4, he's going to be filling up the 83's mirror.
I'm going to have to see if he can close up to the back bumper of this 83 machine. This place is so rhythmic. You gotta hit your marks at the perfect time, and Stapleton hit it right there. Great run on the 83 through turn 2. Will he be able to capitalize on the 83 and make a move for the race lead? Not quite yet, but if he can get another good run off of turn 4, which he's losing just a little bit of ground on the 83 right there. Not too much. Could not get it. It's difficult to make a pass here. It did not used to be like this, but with the range and the ratings, I think that's made it a little bit more difficult for these guys to make runs on these guys. Stablin's going to get another one here, though. This one might be better than the last one. To the inside, he might have the nose entering turn number 3, and he will. Side by side for the race lead here at Texas. Nathan Stapleton on Sam and Oskin, but Oskin, with a better radius around turns 3 and 4, will clear on the outside lane and remain out front.
Excellent defense for the 83 of Oskin, holding off the big run from Nathan Stapleton, who, as you said, oh so desperately does want to get out of second place, but that could have hurt their momentum. Dalio now working his way into the picture in the 75 car.
And Stapleton knows he cannot stay side by side for too long, or otherwise Dalio's going to come in the play here for this race to win, and Stapleton might have used up his stuff right there as he's fallen back from the 83 right now. He's going to be in the clutches of Dalio here before we know it. That 75 definitely gained a lot of ground on the race leader that last lap, and he gained a little bit more that time as well as Stapleton continues to fall back. So Oskin holding on. Lap 44 of 67. This race has gone by very quickly. Number 3 machine, Silas Order runs 4th. Fisher G, Zachary Fitzwater, Thomas Troxel, Ace Garcia, Diego Pez, and Shane Lake, who got that race victory at Atlanta earlier this year. He ended up getting that race victory after staying out and everyone else coming down, but he is still running strong in that race, and he was running strong in Homestead. He's running strong again here at Texas. Mitchell Henderson also moving his way through the field very nicely for Trans-Tasman Racing. He's beating the 25 by 1 position right now. I know Henderson really wants to beat that 25 because that's the ride he was in last year, and that ride's already won twice this year with Alexander behind the wheel, so it's been a little bit hard for Henderson to see that, but Henderson moving his way through the field very nicely here right now. We got this group of guys right here, Fisher G, Fitzwater, and Orta, and Thomas Troxel. They're going to close back in on each other about 3 seconds behind our race leaders. And Stapleton back with a run on Oskin. Not enough to get to the inside this time. Well, he's going to try it, though, on the 83, and Dalio's right here as well on the 75. Stapleton this time getting a much better run on the inside lane as they're side by side for the race lead on lap 46 between Stapleton and Oskin.
Looks like Oskin may have held him off to lead that lap.
He did not. Stapleton was able to get one right there. Now Dalio moving to the inside of Oskin for second. And now Stapleton's going to pull away as Dalio battles with Oskin for the second position. That's going to allow the 97 to pull away, gain a little bit more speed on these guys, but Dalio could not hold the inside. They're going to remain side by side off the corner.
That is not good for them. They're going to stay side by side. Stapleton's going to continue to pull away, and the 75 Dalio, who led all the early laps before that pit cycle, is going to have to work extra hard to try to get back to the front.
Now, if this thing stays green by the looks of it, it looks like it very well could. That last pit stop's going to be right near the end of this race, and I don't know if you would want to take tires that late in the going or possibly just go fuel only and try to jump the field. Remember Caleb Hoffman in his final win at Pocono. Of course, Pocono a much different racetrack than Texas, but he pulled that exact strategy off to win his final race in this series. We'll have to see if someone possibly pulls it off. If I'm someone like Silas Orta, Zachary Fitzwater, Fish G, I would try that. Try to jump the leaders, especially if the leaders take tires on their final pit stop. Dalio able to get around Oskin, and he's closing in on Stapleton here. I think the 2 fastest cars in this race are clearly Stapleton and Dalio. The question is, who has the faster race car? As we only have 18 laps to go here in the Interstate Batteries 500 from Texas.
Dalio closing in the 97's draft. You see the full car of Nathan Stapleton in the picture while we're centered on Matt Dalio. Dalio going to be all over the back bumper coming off turn 4, waiting for the move to the inside. There it is. Is this going to benefit Sam and Oskin, or is this going to put Matt Dalio back into the lead to the inside in turn 1?
It could do both, and it will do both. Dalio will take it, but Oskin with a great run. He's back to the inside of Stapleton. He's going to take second. And these guys, they're bringing in Orta and Fitzwater now, and once we get the next cycle of pit stops, they're going to be in contention for this race win because they've closed in enough on these guys where even if they do all take 4 tires, if those guys are just a couple milliseconds faster, they could end up surpassing our race leaders on that final pit stop. It's going to be soon. They came down lap 30 initially. They're going to start on lap 60. I will say there's no way they're going to be able to make it to the end of this race without having another pit stop. That's guaranteed this time, at least. Now, if we ended up with a caution right about now, they might be able to stretch it on fuel. But I would imagine if we did get a caution, a lot of these guys would come down anyway. Sam and Ozkin looking to rebound on Matt Dalio. What a battle for this race lead between these three drivers right here. A rookie and two veterans going after it. And Ozkin back to the race lead as he dethrones Dalio from the top position. Stapleton going to move up to second now in the 97.
Back into the second place goes Stapleton, now going to chase down Ozkin through turn 3 and 4. Matt Dalio suddenly got shuffled in the 75, falling back just a little bit but trying to stay in the draft and make something work. Look out back in 4th and 5th as those guys now work into the picture. The 3, Silas Orta, and the 9, Zachary Fitzwater. 7, Fisher G, working his way into the picture, and the 35, Troxel as well. That's going to be a 4-car battle and a 4-car draft in 4th place through 7th. All the way to try to catch up with the leaders as Stapleton now once again closes in. Sam and Ozkin, they're going to be side by side going into 1.
And this is definitely bringing in Silas Orta and Zachary Fitzwater and Fisher G, and they're going to be right on these leaders once the cycle begins, and that is going to give them a huge opportunity at this race victory. Stapleton cannot get the inside that time, though, and Ozkin will remain out front as he works the outside lane. This would be a huge statement win for Sam and Ozkin if he can pull it off, but if he can pull it off, he did not get a good run through the corner, and Stapleton's going to have help this time from Matt Dalio on the inside.
It could be 3 wide going through turn 1 and 2, but Dalio did not work his way to the middle. He backed out of it. He didn't go to the inside either. Early on pit road, once again, Mark Davidson in the 95. He's the first one to go in, at least looks like, as Stapleton now does get to the inside of Ozkin and goes to the lead. But look out back there. Silas Orta in the 3 has officially worked his way into the picture and is going to go to the low line or back to the middle groove, back to the low line with Dalio. Going into 1, they're single file for the time being.
Silas Orta has never won a race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series before, even though he is a veteran. It's his second season. He's never won a race on Napa Fan before. I know he would love to get this one to the inside of Dalio. That for the 3rd position, and he's going to take it away. Those guys have been able to conserve their tires. They haven't been battling with anybody. And Dalio has been, and his tires are worn out now. He's going to fall to 5th. I'm going to say this. I think Zachary Fitzwater is going to win this race. Just an inclination. This guy knows what he's doing. He's running 4th right now, a massive dark horse, but if you want to pick a dark horse, he's a dark horse to pick. No doubt about it. 10 laps to go here at Texas. Caution-free so far after this one, but it's been one heck of a race so far here at Texas. Another battle for the race lead. Sam and Ozkin, Nathan Stapleton. Ozkin's going to take it back in the 83, but watch out now for Silas Orta. At one point, he was 3 seconds off the race leaders. He has closed that gap in, and he's going to be right with these leaders once the cycle of pit stops begin.
It slid up a little bit going through turn 1 and 2, did Stapleton. Now to the inside, Silas Orta. Zachary Fitzwater working on the back bumper of the 3 through turn 3 and 4. That run on the outside, though, with Nathan Stapleton holding on to 2nd for the time being. Can he clear the 3? Going through the quad oval? Not yet. Here comes Orta back on the inside. Almost 3 wide, but Orta closes off Fitzwater. And here comes Matt Dalio once again in the 75, trying to find a way back into the picture.
Yeah, he's back into this. They battled way too long. They're allowing Ozkin to pull away with this thing. Any second now, these guys are going to come down. Lap 60. I don't see any takers quite yet. I'd imagine next time by, actually, we're going to get a taker. Jesse Turner back in the field, going to come down the pit lane. Last time by, he was, well, it's updated since then because they have crossed the line. But Ozkin, he's going to come down the pit lane as the race leader with Silas Orta now in second. Orta has had a great race, and he is going to go ahead and actually inherit the lead as Ozkin comes down. Dalio's going to come down. Stapleton and Fitzwater stay out for the moment, but they were a couple laps past Ozkin and Dalio on the strategy. Fitzwater looking to gain the position before his pit stop on the inside of Nathan Stapleton for second as Orta continues to lead the field.
He's got a bonus point for leading a lap there, but looks like he's slowing up a little bit, working his way to the bottom. Is he coming in?
He will.
Looks like it. Stapleton as well.
Mark Davidson going to regain his lap to the race lead. Thomas Troxel Now, if a caution comes out now, Troxel and Rowe might be in a good position. Battle off. Sam and Auskin gonna get the best of Matt Dalio there, but Dalio's not gonna be too far behind. However, he did lose some time there. Once again, not a good stop for Dalio at all. And Shane Lake's now actually gaining on Dalio on the access road. But Oskin's got to be careful merging on here. He might have lost a little bit of time trying to merge back on the racetrack. Dalio's still going to have a shot on this 83. Especially if he gets a little bit of help there from Shane Lake. But I don't know how much Shane Lake's going to help him, as he's more going to try to get around him. Rest of the drivers coming off the pit lane right here. We had Zachary Fitzwater, Nathan Stapleton, Silas Orta, Stapleton and Orta right on each other right here for the race lead. Fitzwater lost a little bit of ground. Here comes Oskin in the 83. Oh boy, it's going to be a tight one here. Oskin's got the speed. He's going to find a way around these guys eventually, I think.
To the outside, can he get by? He did not have enough of a run. He's going to stay behind Nathan Stapleton, and in the lead, Silas Orta.
And
Running
Orta
away
will
with it
inherit the race lead. Here's Troxel and here's Alexander Rowe. They tried to pull something, but they're not going to have enough. So Silas Orta has gone to the race lead. He rallied from 3 seconds off the race leaders to come back to the race lead once the cycle began. Shane Lake is now inside the top 5 as Dalio rounds out the top 5 in the 75. And for the race lead, 3 laps to go. Sam and Oskin on Silas Orta for the top position.
What a charge to the inside by that 83. He's going to clear Orta going through turns 1 and 2. Can Orta reel him back in? Shane Lake to the inside of Stapleton. That's for 3rd position.
Simon Oskin looking to become the 3rd straight rookie to win a race this season. He's going to have 2 laps left in this one here from Texas. And he's got all the momentum ahead of him now. Orta has fallen behind just a little bit with 2 laps to go. Simon Oskin has cleared to the race lead. And the 83 is looking to win this race for his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory. But Silas Orta looking to strike on the 83. He's still going to have one last chance. And he has got a really good run here. Orta has never won before on Napa Fan. He's going for his first ever win. But he's the only guy in this top 3 who's not a rookie. White flag and the Interstate Batteries 500 for Sam and Oskin.
Shane Lake. Shane Lake working his way into the picture as well. He's in the catbird seat if these two get together. Down the back straightaway.
Silas Orta had it.
All over the back bumper.
He did not make the move on him. Gonna stay behind him.
One more chance.
Oskin
one more
moving up
chance
the
going through
racetrack.
turn 3 and 4.
Orta's going to try. He's not going to have enough. Sam and Oskin, first career Cup Series victory. He gets it. And the Interstate Batteries 500 at Texas.
What a race. What a finish there. Sam and Oskin, congratulations. Silas Orta, oh so close, but good job with the 2nd there.
Shane Lake in 3rd. Nathan Stapleton rounding out the top 4. My goodness, 4th top 5 of the year for this guy, Alexander Rowe. Once again, a solid run. And Dalio, Dalio's got to be happy with what he got him this race. He used up his stuff there early on. But another top 10, 2 straight top 10s for Matt Dalio. He's starting to find his rhythm. Fitzwater finishing 7th, Fisher G. Thomas Troxel and Sam Oskin's teammate, Ace Garcia, rounding out the top 10. Yet again, another caution-free race. But that does not mean we went without incident. We did have an accident between Brett Sierra and Keegan Thompson early on in the race. We'll show you guys the official standings all the way through. You see those 2 guys back in there. And Nicholas Samadillo with a piston issue at the top of the show. That was a tough break for him. He could have had a shot at possibly getting a good run and staying inside the top 10 in points, but after that, he's not going to be top 10 in points. I will tell you, though, I think the points leader is... You know what? It's still going to be Bradley Ream just by a nose ahead of Alexander Rowe, but Rowe is coming at 25. He has had such a strong season so far. He is definitely going to be close in the points, but before we get to anything else, let's go ahead and see what happened between Keegan Thompson and Brett Sierra that caused an accident, but did not bring out a caution in this race here from Texas. And right here, Nikolai Sykes got in the Brett Sierra. He sideswiped the inside wall and got right into Thompson.
Wow.
Wow, but here's the thing. The reason why no caution came out is because they kept it straight. No one was ever sideways or stopped on the racetrack, and all these guys ended up getting jammed up because of it.
What a stack up there. I can't believe they all got out of that going straight. Unfortunate for those two guys, but man, what a crazy wreck that could have been.
Yeah, I mean, it still was a crazy wreck as it was. Tough break for those guys, but Sam and Askin pulling off the race victory here at Texas. So that is going to do it here from Texas. Final thoughts on this race, Josh. It went caution-free, but like I mentioned, for a caution-free race, that was pretty good.
Absolutely. You know, this race, usually, this track is subject of a chaotic race. It was chaotic, but not for the wrecks, but the action we saw battling for the lead and throughout the field. We saw an incredible battle. 3 cars battling for the lead, Sam Banowskin, Nathan Stapleton, and the pole sitter.
And actually, Matt Daly, pole sitter was actually
Can
Brad
we do that
Stover.
over? Can we do that over,
Yeah,
please? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dalio, my bad. Alright. Absolutely. What an amazing race. Alright. Sorry. Yeah, for a caution-free race, it was an absolutely incredible race we saw all the way through. Matt Dalio started third, led for a lot of the first part of this race, did fall out of the competition at the end. So too did Nathan Stapleton, who had run in the top 3 the whole race, most of it in second, did fall to the back near the end. Sam Auskin stayed up to the front for the majority of this race, and he did not leave the top 3 unless it was for pits, and he stole this win away from Stapleton and Dalio and the 3 Silas Orta, who was also going for his first win. First win's on the horizon for him as well. Absolutely. Statement run for Silas Orta, finishing in second. Shane Lake, the Atlanta winner, third. Not really in it to the end, but he did get a third place finish and was there battling for the win at the end of this race. So a great showing for him. And we didn't see a lot of big wrecks, but absolutely still just an amazing, thrilling, incredible race we saw today. I am glad that I was able to be given the opportunity to call it with you.
Yeah, and thank you very much for calling it with me. You did a great job, and I always love having fresh faces call races here in the Chick-fil-A Cup. We got Jonathan Logan for the first time a couple weeks ago at Atlanta, and then we got Josh Williamson. You know, all these new faces, and you guys do a great job, and I'm glad you enjoyed just as much as I do. And yeah, you mentioned Silas Orta. I believe he finished runner-up at Phoenix as well. Second runner-up finish of the year. As a matter of fact, those are his only 2 top 10s. But Sam Oskin came in this race 11th in the points. He's definitely going to be inside the top 10 in points now. And he's looking to possibly make the chase here. But we still got 13 races left until we set the chase grid of 12 drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see who pulls it off in these next 13 races. But next week we're going to head to Bristol, the Crystal 500, 100 laps there around the world's fastest half mile. First time I'm going to do it in the daytime too, so that's going to be a fun one. Once we head down there for the Bristol race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But either way, congratulations to Sam Banowskin on his race victory. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Be within 6 feet of people. No, don't be within 6 feet of people. That is not what I meant to say. Be more than 6 feet away from other people. That's what I meant to say. Don't listen to me. I mean, listen to me when I'm making sense, but when I'm not making sense, don't listen to me. Just be smart out there and be safe. That's the main thing. And hopefully y'all are keeping your sanity and enjoying everything that's going on, regardless, especially this race here. Sam Banowskin definitely enjoyed it. He's your race winner here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series after 7 races. We'll see you guys next time at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And on behalf of Josh Williamson, I will see you guys later.